Thousands of people go missing across the world every year. Children, women, and men suddenly vanish almost daily and are often never found. Some cases of missing persons are a bit more mysterious or disturbing though than others. Number 5. 18-year-old Sonny lived in Trenton, Nebraska when she went missing on April 20th, 2019. The information about the day Sonny vanished is described online as follows. She was last seen wearing denim shorts and a black tank top. She also had a pair of jeans and a hoodie with her. She's described as being 5'7", 183 pounds, with brown hair and blue eyes at the time of her disappearance. She has a tattoo on her left shoulder of a feather with the letters fly, and a tattoo on her right ankle of a tribal sun in red ink. She had multiple scars, including a rectangular scar on the back of her right shoulder, a small square-shaped scar in the middle of her upper forehead, and scars on her ankles and shin. The last time she was seen was with an unidentified man. She left with him in his car supposedly to take a trip to Trenton to Omaha. The trip should have taken about 4 hours each way, and her mother originally assumed that she'd be back the next day at the latest. When Sonny didn't return, her mother called police and the search started. Sonny's relationship with this unknown man is also unknown, and it's unclear how much her mother knew about him or the trip. Either way, Sonny has not been seen since. The car that Sonny was last seen in is a 2004 white Ford Explorer with an Iowa license plate. A post was created on a family-run GoFundMe page concerning Sonny's disappearance. Apparently, a man had called Sonny's mother on the night of April 20th and told her that he went into the Prairie Flower Casino in Carter Lake, Iowa, and left Sonny in his car. According to him, when he came out, Sonny was gone. He left without calling police or even attempting to search for her. At some point during the call, he changed his story and said that he left Sonny in the car outside of a gas station before she vanished. The anonymous caller was never identified and is yet to reach out again. Some speculate that Sonny ran away from her family with a lover, or they accuse her of being involved with the drug dealers and claim she might be hiding from police. Others take a more expected route and theorize that Sonny was kidnapped by someone she thought she could trust, or kidnapped outside of the casino by a third person. Regardless of the theories that may be discussed online and in the media, the search continues for Sonny. Her family worries about her safety and want to see her home safely. Number 4. 15-year-old Elora Benitez from Redondo Beach has been considered missing for 2 months. Her father, Julian Benitez, reported the teen missing after she didn't return home from school. The frustrating thing about this case is that investigators believe they know exactly who Elora is with, but they had no luck in finding her. Witnesses claim that the girl was last seen getting into a white BMW in Torrance on April 17 with Marcela Mercado, age 40, and Roman Serratos, age 39. The suspects are Elora's mother and her mother's ex-husband. Marcela and Roman are suspects for a homicide case in which a man was fatally shot. The couple is considered armed and dangerous. Elora's family, as well as investigators, believe Elora was taken against her will or as the result of a threat against her father. A week after her disappearance, the white BMW belonging to Marcela was found abandoned on the side of the road near the San Isidro border. There have been no updates on the case since it began in early 2019, though. The FBI has gotten involved at this point, and a nationwide search for Elora and her abductors is ongoing. Elora's family held a vigil. While there, her father was filmed saying, "Elora, if you're listening, if you see any of this, make a run for it and call 911. Get to a phone and ask for help, and go where there's a lot of people." Tatina is described as being Latina, 5 foot 2 inches tall, and weighing about 100 pounds. Her mother is also Latina, about 5 foot 3 and about 130 pounds, with the husband also being Latina, but he's about 6 foot 1 and weighs about 210 pounds with a bald head and brown eyes. A $20,000 reward is being offered for information that may lead to help with the disappearance. Number 3. 18-month-old Cedric Jackson from Dallas, Texas, went missing in July of 2019. His aunt, who had full legal custody of the child, put him to bed on Tuesday night at around 11 p.m. She explained that their night went as usual. After giving him a bath, the aunt put Cedric, who was wearing only a diaper, into his bed. She tucked him in, kissed him goodnight, and went to sleep just a few minutes after. When she woke up the next morning, she expected the energized toddler to already be awake and entering her room. To her surprise though, he was not up or about. She checked his room and found that his bed was empty, and in a panic, she continued searching her condo complex for Cedric. At first, she assumed that he may have somehow gotten outside of the house, but when she realized this was not the case, and Cedric was still nowhere to be found, she called the police. During the first hours of the investigation, officers found that the maintenance team at the condos were replacing the front door and a window. Both entries were broken and damaged. The employees would not reveal what happened to either of them though, and additionally, another child living in a condo, a little girl, claimed that she'd seen a man enter the home the same night that Cedric went missing. She described him as a family friend but couldn't offer a name. He allegedly entered Cedric's home and left after just a little while. The child did not initially report what she saw because she was scared. Thursday, the day after police got involved, as the search continued for Cedric, a body was found. It was found in a nearby landfill. Officials confirmed that the body was that of Cedric Jackson. They were unable to determine an exact cause, but 27-year-old Cedric Jackson was arrested in relation to the crime. Dallas police said Johnson was the boyfriend of the boy's aunt. He was charged with injury to a child and causing serious bodily injury. Johnson is yet to make a plea, and his guilt is still undetermined as the investigation continues. Although a body was found, many questions remain unanswered as the investigation and a possible trial stand in the near future. Officers have requested that anyone with information on the case call in. Cedric's family describe him as a sweet and loving baby, and they grieve the loss and wait for justice to be served. Number 2. 18-year-old Christopher Nuit was a British tourist visiting the United States for the summer. He went missing on July 1st, 2019. The young boy was celebrating his birthday with a small group of friends. The group celebrated Nuit by drinking and hanging out at the beach. The reports say that nothing unusual occurred while at the beach. Everyone was having fun and a legal and safe afternoon together when tragedy struck unexpectedly. Nuit was swimming nearby Newport Harbor. He jumped into the water several times, swam around fine for several minutes at a time, but then suddenly he vanished. Friends that were present said Nuit didn't do anything to alert them. They didn't notice that he was missing until a little while later, when everyone began to exit the water. They searched the beach, thinking that Nuit just walked off without notifying them, but unfortunately they were unable to find him and realized something more disturbing may have occurred right before their eyes. The Orange County Sheriff's Office received a call claiming that a man had gone missing off of 28th Street. Immediately, they sent a helicopter crew to search the area, and after just a few hours of arriving, the helicopter team spotted Nuit's body floating offshore. An autopsy report showed that Nuit passed as a result of drowning, something most people assumed would be the case. The baffling part is that many of the victim's friends remember Nuit as a decent swimmer. Plus, they said that he didn't swim too far from the pier, and for the most part, he was still in view. Investigators dispute these claims by reassuring that foul play is not currently a possibility for the case. For the most part, it seems as though this was just a tragic incident. Some friends and relatives are not satisfied with that response though, and fight for the investigation to consider more options. Number 1. 22-year-old Kevin Simm went missing on June 30th, 2019. He left his home on a trip to Southgate Mall. The mall was the last place Kevin was seen alive. On July 5th, 2019, his family had already been worried sick, and the sudden absence was out of character for Simm. His family finally agreed to call the police, and they reported him missing. A search was organized for the young man and went on for about 5 days. On July 10th, the precinct received several calls about what looked like a body laying in an open field a few feet away from a busy highway. Police arrived and confirmed that the mysterious object was in fact the body of a young male. The county didn't consider it necessary to report danger to the public area though. A forensic investigation was conducted, and they were able to confirm that the body belonged to the missing Kevin Simm. Unfortunately though, specific details were not published, and the cause of death is currently unknown to the public. It was stated that the case is being investigated as a homicide though. Police asked that if anyone saw anything or if they have dash cams in their vehicles going east or westbound at about 11:30 p.m. in this area on June 30th, that they please release these to the police. There's yet to be any further information about this case, and the investigation is still ongoing. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to click that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep updated with our videos.